Say hello now to Filip Forsberg, who has joined us on the Chasing Big Joe show. Phil, I know that was a fun one to play outside of that first period, but you guys battled, and what a win that was.
Yeah, it was great. Obviously, big one for the standings, especially with them being one of the teams we're looking up at, Jason. And like I said, I think everyone really brought it, especially some of the guys that just got called up in the second period with a couple of big goals, obviously.
So I know you, and you got to be honest with me here, you and Ufko have been working on that move, right? Because that looked like you out there from that rookie defenseman.
I appreciate that. That was one heck of a goal. No, I wish I could take any credit for that. But that was all him. But that was nice. That was really nice. We've seen him make some really good plays already. Even last year when he got a glimpse and in training camp, and obviously in the couple games that he's played, he made a great assist. He had an A on his first point, and now first goal. It's going to be tough to beat a first goal like that for anyone.
I remember when you first joined the Predators I think you were 18 or 19 years old, and you doing this for the first time, playing in the NHL, and it was a lot. And then you go and play a little more, in AHL, and then you come back and it's just, you could tell you're more comfortable. Did you see that from Ufko and some of these other younger guys that have had that cup of coffee, they've experienced it for the first time, but then they get a little more seasoning, and the next time they come back, it's not as big for them?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously it's never something you want to do, go down to Milwaukee. As nice of a city as Milwaukee and the great organization is, you want to be up here, obviously. And for these guys, I think it's the same thing they felt, I'm sure, as it was for me back then. You want to be with the pro team, and you want to be in Nashville, but at the same time, when you're down there, it's a great opportunity to work on things. And then just looking back for me, like I said, I was 18 when I came up and played my first games, and then came back for training camp the following season and was 19 and played a few games to start, and then got sent down. And obviously, like I said, I wasn't happy, but you learned a lot being down there, and kind of, especially for me coming over from Europe, playing on smaller ice and everything, was a big transition that I definitely think Milwaukee helped. And I'm sure a couple of the guys are feeling the same way, and they're really showing it now, and they're getting another opportunity.
Filip Forsberg on the Chasing Big Joe show live at Assembly Food Hall. Filip, listen, when you guys tomorrow night just get a team meeting and say, look, we want to start behind 2-0 and then play that way. What is it about you guys when you guys get down 2-0 that you just get energized and come out and play? Last night I thought Seattle, Filip, was going to run you out of the building. Next thing you know, you guys are up 3-2 and you're owning that game. How is this all working out like this?
Yeah, I don't know. It's certainly not a recipe for success, I think, in the long term, but it's been working weirdly for us this season. and I honestly think I don't know. It's hard to put a finger on it. Obviously, Seattle came out ready to go, and we knew they would, but at the same time, it's not the start we want. Obviously, a couple goals. You just have to make some great saves to even just keep us in it, and but it is a strength of our team to battle back and stay with it, and then that's something that we have done a lot this year, a little too much for I'm sure everyone's liking. But when you win, it's all good.
It's remarkable to watch how you guys start out like that and then just battle back. Is there a formula to play 60 minutes the way you guys play like the last 40? Because if you do, I think you'd probably win 8-0 every single game. I mean, I'm telling you, from watching that on TV last night, and I wasn't there obviously, but you guys just dominated them when you started to come back last night. Yeah,
I mean, it's hard to put a finger on it, but I'm assuming it comes just with literally nothing to lose when you're down 2-0 and then getting outplayed. It can't get much worse. So I think it just maybe guys loosen up a little bit and start holding the puck a little bit longer, making plays that they weren't doing, because I think that's a little bit of the problem. In the first, they were just chucking the puck all over the place, and a team like Seattle that has some good skilled players, they're going to take advantage of that if you give them too much time and if you just punt the puck away. Certainly not a recipe for success, and something that we definitely need to work on. But like you said, once we kind of relax and then start playing, it's a different team and obviously a different result.
Yeah, it's great. Filip, when you came up at 18, 19 years old, what was the best advice? Because you got a lot of young guys are on the team right now, and now you're the veteran. What was the best advice you got when you came up to the NHL?
It's hard to pick one. Obviously, I was very fortunate to have a lot of really, really good leaders and players around early on. You know, Patrick Hornqvist obviously took me under his wing a little bit on the brief stint that he was with the team when I was there. And I think a lot of it was just off the ice, honestly, you know, like kind of how to prepare. It's obviously very different playing 80-plus games than playing 50, you know, that you play in Europe. And so just there in preparation, things like that. You watch guys like Pekka Shea, Weber, Mike Fisher, you know, those guys, kind of how they handle themselves off the ice and taking care of their body and all that stuff. I think that was the biggest thing. And just on the ice, I think that kind of, you know, almost learned by fire, whatever the saying is. And I think, like you said, on the ice, you're going to have to make mistakes. Things are going to go fast, especially at a young age like that. You're just going to have to make them and go from there. And I think that's something that our guys are doing well as well.
Do you relay that advice to the new guys that come up? If a new guy comes up to you tomorrow night before Vancouver and says, "Hey, it's my first game. What are you going to tell me?" Do you tell them what Hornqvist and those guys told you? Just go out there and just do the best as you can?
I just tell them to have fun. I just tell them to enjoy it. It's the best, you know, up until this point, it's probably their biggest moment of their career, and why worry? You know?
Yeah, right.
It's honestly, and it's easier said than done, obviously, but I think even to this day, it's there's so much thinking and there's so much going on in the game of hockey that you sometimes forget that it's supposed to be fun. And I just try to remind myself that every now and then, especially the young guys that, like you said, they deal with nerves, their excitement. There a lot going on for their first game, and I think it's just, honestly, they're there for a reason. They're unbelievable players, and whatever they've done on their way to the NHL has clearly been working to get them to that point. So I honestly I just try to tell them there's no point of changing that today, you know.
Filip Forsberg is with us on the Chasing Big Joe show. They'll be back at it tomorrow night in Vancouver. Phil, I understand you may have some NFL opinions to share. You've been keeping up with everything going on. Obviously, your buddy George Kittle out there in San Francisco. It's been kind of a wild couple days with free agency.
Yeah, it's certainly took an even wilder turn last night with that trade falling through for Max Crosby as well. So I stay up to date. We got a big fantasy football season coming, so I got to be locked in, and it's certainly been an exciting free agency so far.
Do you claim a team? Obviously, you play in Nashville. The Titans are here. You know George, and he's with the 49ers. Or do you just kind of enjoy it for fantasy football?
No, I mean, I'm obviously all George when it comes down to the team, but I do want the Titans to do well as well. It's obviously, like you said, the city pride. It was fun a few years ago when they were good and competitive, and obviously they feel the same way about us. But so I really am excited about some of the moves they made. You know, it'll be fun to see, especially on the coaching side, just getting two really experienced coaches in there and getting some really good players along with it, you know, to kind of support Cam Ward and the rest of the fellas over there. And then when it comes to Niners, you know, Mike Evans is a huge signing to kind of fill that wide receiver void that they have. And, it'll be exciting. Obviously, you want best for George just on a friendship level, so hopefully they'll be able to put another competitive season together and go chase that trophy.
Well, we can't wait to see George smashing beers in Smashville here soon and support you guys. That's always fun to see. Phil, appreciate the time as always, and best of luck tomorrow night against Vancouver.
Of course. Take care, guys.